Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6 a.m. on WKYT, in a ringing endorsement, Kentuckians overwhelmingly vote to give Senator Mitch McConnell a 6th term in office.
Lexington Mayor Jim Gray wins another term in office, but he had plenty of compliments for his opponent.
Also this morning, a new study out. Most people admit to doing something they know is illegal and dangerous. We'll have those stories and more. And breaking news as it happens, coming up on WKYT This Morning. Top of the morning to you and welcome. It's good to have you with us as we get this Wednesday, November 5th, off and rolling. The election is over. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. You had a late night last night.
Did. Interesting night. Always fun and always great to have the WKYT team up here, up and running on election night. But it was an interesting evening. We'll have some of those results in a moment. Let's check on weather because it has changed considerably. We had pretty nice weather yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was actually really nice. We're sitting there in the mid-60s for most yesterday. Now mid-50s today because of the rain. Then mid-40s tomorrow. So we're just going to continue to drop these temperatures off as this front tries to move on through. The problem is, it's not moving that much. So we'll have a stalled front over us, which means one thing, a lot of rain to be expected. It's not very heavy rain, but you are getting some downpours here and there that'll lead to some pretty sloppy issues this morning on the roads. 55 degrees this afternoon, no doubt about it. A soggy day in store, and this will be your only soaker there in your 7-day forecast. Unfortunately, may even add a little snow into the 7-day, and I'll show you when you can expect that coming up.
Okay, we'll see you in a bit. Let's get to the news. It was the most expensive race in Kentucky history. Republican Senator Mitch McConnell has fought off a challenge from Democrat Allison Lundergan Grimes.
McConnell won 111 of Kentucky's 120 counties. His win puts him in position to become Senate Majority Leader. WKYT's Victor Puente kicks off our election team coverage from the live desk this morning. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning. Since the start of this campaign, McConnell's team did its best to tie Grimes to President Obama. After last night's race, it's obvious that strategy worked. Yesterday, Grimes said she expected the voters of Kentucky to surprise the nation. After her campaign fell short, she said she was proud of the race she ran. Grimes came into the race a 5-point underdog, but according to the final WKYT Herald Leader Bluegrass poll. But when the results came in, she'd fallen short by 15 points. And McConnell said the election sends several messages. He says the campaign wasn't about him or his opponent.
It was about a government that people no longer trust to carry out its most basic duties, to keep them safe.
While tonight didn't bring us the result that we had hoped for, this journey, the fight for you, it was worth it. I will continue to fight for the Commonwealth of Kentucky each and every day.
Grimes will continue her duties as Kentucky's Secretary of State. McConnell also used his position as leader of Republicans in the Senate in the campaign. He said if he lost, Kentucky wouldn't be as strongly represented in Washington. At the live desk, Victor Puente, WKYT.
Thanks so much, Victor. It was a good night for Republicans. A wave of Election Day victories gave the GOP control of the Senate and a stronger hold on the House. Including Kentucky, Republicans picked up Senate seats in 7 states. Republicans are on track in the House to meet or exceed the 246 seats they held during President Harry Truman's administration more than 60 years ago.
And locally, Kentucky's 6th District Congressman Andy Barr won his first bid for re-election, beating Democratic challenger Elizabeth Jensen. The Republican congressman celebrated at the Embassy Suites on Newtown Pike. Barr told supporters that the election was about changing the direction of the country.
It was really about holding Washington accountable, about fiscal responsibility, and about getting the American people, and especially the people of Central and Eastern Kentucky, back to work to create more opportunities for jobs and upward mobility for all of our people.
Congressman Barr says he appreciates the debate of ideas that he had with challenger Elizabeth Jensen during the campaign. For the first time in more than a decade, a Lexington mayor has won a 2nd term. Mayor Jim Gray easily won re-election over his challenger, former Lexington Police Chief Anthony Beatty. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel continues our team coverage. She's live in downtown Lexington this morning to explain what Gray wants to accomplish during this upcoming 4 years. Whitney?
Good morning. Well, it was clear that incumbent Mayor Jim Gray had won a 2nd term in office about an hour after the polls closed. This is the first time in a decade that Lexington voters have re-elected an incumbent mayor. By 7:30, Gray's lead over challenger Anthony Beatty was already more than 22,000 votes, making his win a certainty. During the campaign, two key issues became the subjects between Gray and Beatty: a summer crime wave with ideas on how to combat it, along with financing for a renovated Rupp Arena. Once it was clear last night that Gray had won 2/3 of the votes, Beatty conceded. He thanked his family, volunteers, and supporters and said he was, quote, blessed for this experience.
You know that there's no greater honor in our democracy than a vote of public trust.
I believe in the power of positive thinking, and so even though we lose, we win, because I've met so many wonderful people. I've learned so much about Lexington.
Beatty served as Lexington's police chief from 2001 to 2008. His campaign focused on forming relationships with the people of Lexington. As for Gray, he served as vice mayor from 2006 to 2010. Live in downtown Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
All right, Whitney, thank you. We'll have more state and local results coming up in our next half hour. And of course, you can find the full list of city and county and state results at WKYT.com.
A southern Kentucky road is back open this morning after a late-night crash. It happened on US 127 in Casey County. State police say a man towing farm equipment pulled into the path of a car. 47-year-old Kathy Sutherland of Houstonville was taken to a local hospital for treatment. The driver of the truck was not hurt. A second crash on Highway 127 in Casey County, also clear now. A semi crashed near the Lincoln County line. The road was closed for hours while crews worked to clean up the mess. The Houstonville Fire Department helped block the road and posted pictures from the scene. The road reopened shortly before 4 o'clock this morning. New this morning, an irate customer is in jail accused of attacking several Lexington police officers. Police arrested Kashia Brown yesterday at the Hamburg Meyer. According to her arrest citation, Brown threatened several employees after being confronted about shoplifting. When police arrived, they say she bit an officer, kicked him in the groin, and spit in his face. Brown faces several charges, including assault of a police officer. Well, most people say they're aware of the dangers, but they choose, apparently, to text and drive anyway. 3/4 of the people surveyed by AT&T admitted to texting while driving. 2/3 said they have read text messages while stopped at a red light, while more than a quarter said they have sent texts while driving. Several states, including Kentucky, have laws against texting while driving. Our time this morning is 7 minutes after 6 on WKYT, and it's so good to have you with us. Time to check live drive traffic. Let's see what is happening early out there this morning. The rain, for one thing, and you see that immediately at I-75 and I-64 at the northern split. Folks are moving along okay, though. No reports of any issues. School buses, of course, will be back on the road this morning. Most schools closed yesterday for the elections. And WKYT this morning just getting started. Wednesday morning, we're to hump day, and we have more news in just a moment. It's a cart for the serious golfer who doesn't like to wait around. We'll have details on this record-breaking speedster ahead.
That's my type of golf cart right there. You gotta love that. First Alert Defender Live radar is starting to clear out in the far northern zones. You won't have as great of a chance of rain as, say, central and southeastern Kentucky. It's moving, but it's not moving much. And I'll show you how much rain you can expect coming up.